toll-free number to join us on some of the issues I've covered is 800-259-9231. We will have totally open phones the third hour. We got a guest popping in for about 20 minutes at the bottom of the hour. I'll take some calls now. Coming up, I've already talked about this for a week, but now it was senior people connected to the White House, that's who runs MSNBC and NBC, that edited it together to make George Zimmerman sound like he was a racist. The original clip was Zimmerman. I'm going to play it later. This guy looks like he's up to no good, or he's on drugs or something. It's raining, and he's just walking around looking about. Dispatcher, okay, and the guy, is he black, white, or Hispanic? Zimmerman, he looks black. The altered NBC News version simply ran this way. Zimmerman, this guy looks like he's up to no good. He looks black. They edited it together. And folks, I've had them do stuff like that to me. There's all these people on the web that pose as Alex Jones and go out and do stuff. I mean, it's just the culture of cowards. And the system wants to get a race war going in this country because the globalists are busy killing everybody. And Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton won't talk about it. I've got DOJ attempts to install their own embedded monitor in the Sheriff Joe's office. I've got huge news on how the illegal aliens are above the law, but citizens won't be able to travel under IRS control. That's all coming up. Toll-free number to join us, 800-259-9231. Alan in Oregon, you're on the air. Welcome.
Hey, how you doing, Alex? Been wanting to talk to you for quite some time.
Well, it's good to talk to you.
I just had a couple little points I wanted to make. I think we need to stop calling these people elite, because it's just given a subliminal kind of a message to people when they
criminal maggot worshippers.
That's on track, because I think every time even I hear it, and I'm against it all, I'm right there with you. It kind of makes me stop and block
the criminal hijackers of humanity. What should we call?
Yeah.
We've had big debates about what do we call the prostitute media, the sewer stream media, the Decepticon media, the traitor media. What do we call the main slime media? But this is a better debate. In fact, I'm going to ask listeners now. You can talk about whatever you want, but give me your caveat. What do we call the criminal hijackers? I call them the ruling cancer. That's what they are. They're earth cancer. The globalists are earth cancer.
I had just a couple other quick little mentions. I was watching Saturday Night Live, and the Jay Leno show, and they're really mocking things. On the Jay Leno show, April 2nd, Betty White was on. It was her birthday. They had an Obama little mention clip come on, and Obama mocks the whole birth certificate thing by requesting Betty White to send him her long-form birth certificate so he can verify she really is 90 years old. Complete mockery, and it's sickening.
Well, that's a very simple psychological warfare thing. We all know Betty White's who she says he is. We've known her forever. She's Americana, so he associates himself with her and implies you wouldn't want hers, you wouldn't want his. Pure propaganda.
I just think there's something we could do about this. We could turn it around and use it against them. Maybe it's time to start criticizing these daily shows and the Colbert Report and get under their skin.
I agree. In fact, guys, I even saw that clip. Get that ready for the nightly news. If not tonight, we'll do it on Monday or the Sunday show. Get that ready. Betty White on Jay Leno and the little Obama snip, because we'll show how they do that. No. Betty White didn't give up her citizenship in Indonesia and have the name Barry Soetoro on record. Betty White didn't block all her student records, and she didn't become president of the U.S. Betty White didn't lie systematically about everything she said she'd do and launch wars without congressional approval. Anything else, Alan? All right, I just went to calls back in that short little segment, and a caller, Alan, brought up, hey, did you see Jay Leno? I just see the short clip online where they had a famous old actress on there, Betty White or whatever her name is. 90 years old, and Obama had a clip on the show saying, hey, show me your birth certificate. I don't believe you're 90. Somebody we know was born here, somebody who didn't run for office, somebody who wasn't caught lying to us and claiming he wouldn't torture, wouldn't have wars, wouldn't hire lobbyists, wouldn't have signing statements, wouldn't have banker bailouts. You're a known liar whose real name was Barry Soetoro, on record, and gave up your citizenship. I knew that 4 years ago. People called it a conspiracy. Now they just admit it. Then they issue a fake birth certificate, remember, for 3 years saying this is it, there is no long form, there is no such thing. Then they release this new thing that's ridiculously fake. And I think they did that on purpose. The U.S. government could have put out a good fake. Anybody could have. Why do they want to make this the issue? Because they want to make it about Obama. He's just a puppet front man. But the powerful interests behind him are turning the presidency into a dictatorship. And that's one of the big issues I want to get to later in the third hour. As I go back to your calls now, is that finally, even mainstream corporate whore media is saying, wow, this is dictatorial. He's ignoring Congress on war, and he's telling the Supreme Court he might try to ignore him, and courts are raising this. I mean, again, this is serious. When they say, we don't care if it violates the 4th and 5th Amendment and 10th Amendment, we'll have the TSA grab your genitals. We'll have them in your state level. We'll have them on highway checkpoints. We don't care. By the way, we're not going to let you travel if you haven't paid your taxes. I mean, this is total banker dictatorship. Meanwhile, the illegal aliens are above the law, and the government issues them illegal alien waivers, illegal stay visas just automatically. In fact, print me that, because it's been a few days since I saw the article. What does the Justice Department call it? They're calling it a unlawful entry waiver. Print me the exact name. It's a Judicial Watch document. It's Judicial Watch illegals being given a get out of jail free card. That'll pull it up. I need the exact name of it. Thank you. But Alan was pointing out it's time to show the propaganda. I agree. That's why I'm trying to get more reporters. I'm trying to get more people to have more news packages, where we've got news packages every single day on the nightly news, and news packages we end up airing here on the radio. Pardon me? Unlawful presence waiver. Yeah, put that in and show it on screen. We already knew this under Bush, and under Obama it expanded. They will bust a meatpacking plant a couple times a year, 1,000 employees on average, and arrest the owners and fine them and fee them because they're not part of a big mega company. They're not part of the inside baseball. Really, it's just shutting down competition for having illegals. Then they take the illegals by truck, publicly, over and give them all green cards. Sheriffs have talked about it. They catch illegals burning stuff down, killing people. They take them to ICE after they've been in jail for 6 months, and ICE just releases them. Look at this. I saw a headline a few years ago in the Houston Chronicle where it said 249,000 was the headline. Aggravated felons released out of Houston jails in 1 year. And I remember reading that in the Houston Chronicle saying they had, in 1 year, 249,000 people. I know there's like 8 million people in that whole area, but I don't even know if that's true. Aggravated felons. Folks, that's rape. I mean, look at this. DHS to grant illegal aliens unlawful presence waivers. Judicial Watch. I just can't even take it anymore. I mean, it's insane. All right, let's go back to Alan. I'm going to shut up. Alan in Oregon, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, I was almost thinking that maybe we could use something like that to your advantage and start kind of making a point each daily show just to mock shows like The Daily Show and Colbert Report, maybe just to get a rise out of
them. Yeah, well, mocking gets them. Mocking gets them. Mainly what we're having banned on YouTube is if I make fun of Al Gore, banned. I make fun of Obama, banned. Nothing racial said about either one of them. If I say anything about this professor, they ban it. I mean, you're just not allowed to talk about them because they're God. And I agree, they don't like being mocked. They block that TSA video making fun of them. They do not like being made fun of. They love horrifying us. They love it when we're desperate and going bankrupt. They love our humiliation. They love our pain. They love our cancer. They love our death. They hate our freedom. But when we laugh at them, it really gets to them. Why do you think that is? Because I like being laughed at. I like being ridiculed by scum. I could care less. I wonder why they don't like being laughed at. Why do you think that, Alan?
They don't like being laughed at like any other bully doesn't like being laughed at. He thinks he's got to muscle fear into somebody, and then when the tables are turned, they don't know how to respond and react, and they need power trips.
That's right. They're going to fail. Don't you know in your gut, just as sure as you know the sun's coming up tomorrow morning, we're going to beat these people? And when humanity survives its greatest test, thanks to God's help, it's going to really push us to the next level when we defeat these scum?
Hey, Alex, I hope one day I can stand by your side and shake your hand, buddy. I hope one day I can join you in this in the physical realm versus sitting here and watching about it. One day
get out there and fight the New World Order. Big things start small, brother. Appreciate your call. Engage. Start an access show. Start a radio blog on one of the radio blog sites. Start YouTubes. Start firing. I shot a video during the break. In fact, I tell you what, will you guys go have whoever, so it didn't turn into a huge committee meeting? Because every time they try to download stuff off my iPhone, my little devil tracker phone made by slaves, every time they do this, they end up downloading the entire thing and it de-indexes them. And Dew was showing Aaron how to do it yesterday. I want the last video you saw me shoot during the break where it showed the collateral murder Apache shooting the Reuters reporters. My point is, that's all over YouTube, public domain, WikiLeaks. When I show that on my channel, they take it down and shut the channel down before, until I threaten to sue them and do a bunch of stuff. I want to show that out there on NBC, we had NBC on in the, excuse me? It was CNBC. Same thing. CNBC, and it's on out there, and I showed them showing it. And watch, they'll probably ban my channel for that. Because I'm not allowed to communicate to you. Why is that? Because I will stop them. Because not that I'm even good. They're a pack of weak deception. All you got to do is call their bluff. Doesn't mean all of us that call their bluff are going to make it out of this, but the spirit of crushing diseased, New World Order, control freak, murderous trash is pure victory. All that matters is they're defeated. That's truly living. Let's go ahead and go to Richard in Kansas. We're not in Kansas anymore, but I guess we are. Go ahead, Richard. You're on the air.
How you doing, Alex?
I'm just absolutely fine. This is how I feel all the time, and I'm always controlling myself not to act like this.
The more and more I've been finding out, I'm pretty much there with you.
Well, good. We got to get motivated. Go ahead.
That's the problem. There's a lot of motivation for a few people up here, but the area in Kansas we live in has kind of been on lockdown, and I'll go ahead and say I'm a 29-year-old combat vet, OIF vet, and the way we've been getting treated up here is others have been describing it almost like Vietnam level.
Sir, you're the enemy. They say you are the ultimate enemy of Homeland Security because Homeland Security is a foreign receivership banker mafia. Go ahead.
Oh, and it's definitely working. Literally just trying to go out in public, even just trying to go to the corner store for cigarettes, just wearing a dog tag is enough to get you yelled at, threatened. Actually had people corner off with me at a Titanic event that was up in Union Station. So it's literally gotten to the point where me and other vets that even my wife has spoken to through like Facebook and other media, that none of us are leaving the house anymore.
Well, it's not just you though. I took my wife to a movie last night. We had a babysitter, and the teenagers threw the 3D glasses and hit me in the back of the head with them. And I thought it was an accident, and then I didn't say anything, and they got up and left like 2 minutes before the movie ended, I guess because they figured out they shouldn't have done it. And then as I was walking my wife out, these teenagers, and these were like punk, wealthy white kids, you could tell, started like bowing up a little, and I ignored it, and then one of them ran up behind me like he was going to sucker punch me in the back of the head, and I just turned around, and I looked at them, and I was like, am I going to have to, they were like probably 16 to 18. I was like, it was ridiculous. I'm telling you, the public is, there's cop got killed in Austin last night for no reason. They shot some black guy in the back running. The death everywhere, craziness, crime exploding. Sir, it's not just you. People are going crazy. But what